on a hike with me today. It's a really important hike to me, and it's one that I haven't done, and I've been here almost a year, and it is literally the hike that brought me here. If I had never seen this hike on TikTok over a year ago, I never would have came to visit Colorado, and I never would have moved here. I never would have started traveling, and my life literally would not be what it is today had I not heard of this hike over a year ago. I've lived here for almost a year. I've been out to this trailhead 4 or 5 different times, and every time I've gone, it's either been in the winter and you couldn't find the path to get to the lake, or there's even in the summertime there was still too much snow. So I'm hoping that today I'll go and I'll be able to get there. It's kind of hazy out, unfortunately. I think that there's some smoke. There's been a lot of fires going on. But I'm gonna take you guys with me, and I'll show you my favorite place to get lunch in Estes Park. And I think I might even put the chest strap on for the GoPro so you guys can like literally just see the whole entire hike. So if you are coming to visit Denver or Colorado in general, and you love the outdoors, you want to do some hiking, this is definitely my #1 favorite hike, trailhead recommendation. It's about, I would say, 75 to 80 miles from Denver. And whenever you put it in on your GPS, you'll notice that it might say like 2 hours or something like that. Driving through the mountains extends the time, obviously, because you have to drive slower. So don't be intimidated. That's actually the reason I didn't get to do the hike when I visited last year, is because I put in my GPS to go to the trailhead, and I saw that it was 2 hours away, and I didn't realize how close it actually was. So with that being said, don't be intimidated by like the time, or think that you don't have time to do it. Like, it's actually a lot closer than you think. I will say right now, they do require a timed entry like reservation system, which means you basically, there's 3-hour time slots throughout the day where you can enter the park. Specifically for this area of the park, you do need a timed entry reservation. You can get it on, I think, nps.gov is where I got it, or recreation.gov is actually where I got it. If you want to go do this hike, you do need the entry for Bear Lake Corridor. That's the reservation slot that you need. They are a lot easier to get now than they were a couple weeks ago. During the summertime, they are a lot harder to get, just because you have to get them either so far in advance, or you have to get online at like 5 p.m. and get them as soon as they go live. And they literally were selling out in like less than a minute. Like, they were pretty hard to get the last couple months. So now that kids are back in school and people aren't traveling as much, they're a lot easier to get. So anyways, so we are coming up on Lyons right now, which is about 35 miles from Estes Park, which is where Rocky Mountain National Park is located. But it's just like a really cute little town. They've got a couple restaurants. I think there's like a distillery or a brewery around here. If you were trying to visit in the summertime and the prices for lodging in Estes were, too expensive, you could definitely stay here. It's only like a 35 mile drive, and they've got like a little grocery store, a little main street that we're turning on now, and there's like a few little things to do here and there. Really cute outdoor eateries, mountains. just realized how to mount this thing in my car, so that's fantastic. I don't know why, but the color looks kind of off on my phone, so hopefully it doesn't look like that when I upload it. But I will say, so when I came out here a year ago, I ended up hiking Gem Lake, and it was great. Granted, it was my first time doing like a real hike. You know, I'm from Texas. Texas is flat. You got a lot of trails. You don't really have any hikes in Texas. I had never really been to a national park before. So when I came out here last year, I thought that you would like drive into Rocky Mountain National Park and there would be just like one big circle, and then every hike that you could ever want to go to in Rocky Mountain National Park would just stem from that circle. I know it's I'm an idiot. I don't know why I thought that. I had just never been to a national park, I guess. That's not the case. So make sure you do your research on where you're going, where your hike is. I definitely recommend downloading the All Trails app. It gives you like a ton of hikes to choose from, and it shows you like where you are even without internet connection, and it tells you like the conditions. So like if it's snowy, if people are having trouble finding the trail because it's covered by snow, or if it's muddy, or whatever the case may be, if the trail's closed, definitely download All Trails. And if you're hiking by yourself, make sure you share your location with somebody who, you know, is expecting to hear from you from a certain time, or even go talk to like one of the park rangers and let them know you're going to be hiking by yourself. You will be so surprised at the amount of people that go missing in national parks every year. I was actually going to do this hike a couple of days ago, and I had my timed entry pass for like 5 to 7 in the morning, and I was going to come do it, and I ended up looking at all the people, like the cold cases for people who have gone missing in the national parks, and it scared the shit out of me. And I was like, well, what if I come early and then there's a bear and I get like eaten by a bear, and then I, you know, nobody knows where I am and I'm fucking dead somewhere. So I didn't end up coming. But it's a thing, and there's people who've been missing like since the early 80s. So make sure you let people know where you're going. Make sure you have somebody like following up, checking in on you, because you don't always have service in these parks. But anyways, we're coming up on Estes, so I'm gonna film that. But there's a sign for Estes Park. People love to take pictures out there. You've got the lake, you've got, you know, mountains just surrounding you. It is beautiful. So up here on the right-hand side is the Stanley Hotel, which is where the movie The Shining was shot. I don't know if you can see it. I don't think you can see it in the video right now, but it's honestly just right up here to the right. I don't know if you can see that white building back there with the red top. But it's a great little place to come. They have like a tour that you can do. If you want to grab a beverage and just chill on the patio, you can do that there. They have a dining room if you want to grab a bite to eat. And I am actually going to, oh, look. Lots of wildlife. And there's the Stanley back there. I don't know if you could see it. I can't tell on the GoPro screen. But I am going to take you guys to one of my favorite places to get lunch in Estes Park. It's just like a little country market, but it's super clean. They have restrooms. You can grab drinks before your hike. T-shirts if you want a t-shirt, and all that. So this is kind of like the little main street that runs through Estes. market. It's literally called Old Country Market, I think, if you put it in your GPS. Oh yeah, Country Supermarket. But I come here literally every time I go on a hike, and I usually get a wrap and something to drink. Okay, so we're coming up on the entrance to the park, and my GoPro's at 32%, which I'm pretty bummed about. I didn't realize how fast this thing dies. So, I'll probably just film a little bit once I get to the trailhead, because I really want to be able to capture the hike on the GoPro, because it films a lot better than my phone does. And I don't want my phone to die either, because I don't want to be in a national park by myself with no phone. So I will see you guys in a little bit. Okay, so this is what's called the park and ride area. There's a shuttle that takes you from here to Bear Lake Trailhead. There is parking closer to the trailhead, but right now it's saying that the parking lot is full, so it's honestly just easier to park here and take the shuttle. So, there was an accident on Bear Lake Road. So, the shuttle could only take us up to another trailhead. So it added another half miles to the hike. One of my favorite things about this hike is it takes you by like 4 or 5 different lakes, and this is the first lake that you come across, and this is Nymph Lake is what it's called. How can you not want to be out here? And that down there is Nymph Lake. So Lake, I think it's pronounced Haiyaha. I don't know. I've been butchering it since a year ago. That's the lake I've been wanting to hike, but I haven't had the chance to. And so it's about another 1.2 miles. My GoPro's dying, so I'll turn it back on when I get there. From the branch off of Lake Haiyaha and Lake Dream Lake is an extra like 1.2 miles. Probably gone a half mile, and it is steady incline. As you can hear, I'm pretty much gassed, but it's really, really pretty. So I think I'm coming up on the lake. I'm hoping that that's not it. Otherwise it's gonna be really disappointing. But I think it's right up here, so I don't know.